Familiarity breeds contempt. When we are habited to use something or when we are habited with something, we'll get fed up with that, it seems. Is it so? According to Misty, he thought of visiting the city mouse, Sonu, to feel the difference of the village and the city. In the city, Sonu took Misty to the cupboard, kitchen cupboard, where delicious food items are kept. To treat Misty, Sonu took him to the kitchen cupboard. As they were eating brown sugar, the most delicious food according to Misty, there was a bang and someone, Mary the servant, opened the shelf and Misty was horrified. For the second time, when they were eating raisins out of the jar, they heard a kind of scratching sound on the door, and Sonu said, "It is none other than Billu the mouser, the mouse hunter. If she catches you, you are lost." It added to the horror Misty was really afraid of. Let us continue today. This is really terrible. Let us not go back to the cupboard again. Misty came to a conclusion. Let us not go back to the cupboard again. Let us go somewhere else. Because it's such a horrible thing. Getting shocked always. Getting frightened of something. "No," said Sonu. "But I will take you to the cellar. I will take you to the cellar. It is an underground storage room, a storeroom. There is something special. There is something special for you." So, Sonu took his little friend down the cellar stairs. They went into the big cupboard where there were many shelves. It was bigger than the kitchen cupboard. The cellar, there were many shelves which were bigger than the kitchen cupboard, and Sonu took Misty to show something more than exciting, something more interesting than what he faced already. They went into a big cupboard in the kitchen, and there were packets of blood, butter and sugar. There were tins of grains and dals. Overhead hung, hanging something. After washing clothes, you hang it on the lines. Overhead, they hung bunches of onions, and there were many spicy pickle jars standing about. It smelled so good. Just imagine, Misty said, "Enough, let me go back." But Sonu said, No, there is something more. I want to show you something more." So Sonu took Misty to the cellar, a storeroom where there were grains, dals, spicy pickles, onions, and many other things like butter and sugar. Misty was bewitched by the smell, the delicious flavor. It smelled so good. The spicy pickles and all, they smelled good. You know the smell of butter. Everyone likes. This sweet smell bewitched, enchanted Misty. It went to the little Misty's head. That means he really enjoyed this flavor. He ran along the shelf and nibbled at some grain here and a bit of butter there and here and there, this and that. Everything he tried to taste in a second because it enchanted him, attracted him a lot. Mr. ran here and there out of excitement. He wanted to taste everything. He ran to get bite from the grains, went this side and nibbled a bit of onions, and just tasted spicy pickles, butter, sugar, everything. He ran here and there and nibbled something, this thing and that thing, tasted everything. Until, and then a bit of butter from here and there, until he saw especially a rich, very delicious smelling piece of coconut on a funny little stand in a corner. Misty was moving this side and that side, biting, eating, nibbling this side, this thing and that thing. He went on tasting things till he came to a very delicious smelling coconut, but it was pasted. It was pressed to a tiny metal piece of coconut on a funny little stand, a metal stand in a corner. It was the first time he comes to see such a thing. What is that thing? A stand with a coconut pasted or kept on it, pressed on it. Mr. was very much curious about it. He was just about putting his teeth into it when Sonu saw him and stop! Sonu shouted, "Stop, Mitty, stop!" What? It is such a delicious smelling coconut piece that is kept on a beautiful stand. And Misty was likely to go and bite on it, but then suddenly Sonu stopped him. Stop, cried Sonu. That's a trap. Misty stopped and said, Trap? What's a trap? I have not seen such a thing. Is it delicious? Is it kept for someone else? Your next guest? What's a trap? That thing is a trap, said a little Sonu. The minute you touch the coconut with your teeth, something comes down on your head. Then you are dead. We know what is a mouse trap. It was such a mouse trap where Sonu was going to, Misty was likely to touch. That thing is a trap, said a little Sonu. The minute you touch the thing, something comes on your head and you will be killed. You will be dead. Little Misty looked at the trap and he looked at the coconut. If you'll excuse me, he said, I think I'll go back home. It's nice to have brown sugar, raisins and butter, but I don't want to be frightened to death all the time. Just imagine, when Misty and Sonu were eating the brown sugar in the kitchen, the servant suddenly opened the door and he was shocked, horrified. Second time, when he was eating the raisin, Billu the mouser tried to attack them. Misty was rather shocked. And then, finally, in the cellar, Misty almost came closer to death. He was likely to bite the coconut on the mouse trap. Each time he was getting horrified. This made Misty to come to a conclusion that each time I am frightened to death, I think better I'll go back home. I think that is better. It is nice to have brown sugar, butter, sugar, raisins. But each time I don't want to be frightened to death. Frightened to death in the sense, very scared enough to die. I would rather have barley and grain to eat in peace and comfort. So Misty went back to his home and he stayed for the rest of the years. Misty enjoyed the village life thereafter. He did not ever want go to the city mouse to enjoy the grandeur of the city, elegance of the city. But he was feeling comfortable in the village. He was happy with the comfort of the village. Just think about the heading, my home, your home. We need not compare things. It can be good or bad. Our experiences, our assets, our possessions, our abilities, we need not compare them with someone's. What we have, we should be happy with it. Be happy with what we are provided with. And that is the message of this lesson. Try to complete the exercises, exercise A and B. When you come to the online class, these works must be completed. See you during the online class. Also, watch the video again and again and practice reading loudly. Be fluent. Till we meet next time. Bye-bye.